Hey, and happy Saturday. It's a little late of a video, so I'm sure you're actually watching this on a Sunday. But I had to give you guys my parenting hacks. Are you excited? Because this one, this week, this time, this one's a good one. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. It may not apply to you. Here's the deal. I'm a work from home mom. Yeah, I work 9 to 5. Okay, really more like 7 to 11, because we all know how that works. At home with my regular engineering job. And you know what? It's not easy because I got 2 little ones. I have a 2-year-old and I have a 9-month-old. Yeah, and I work at home. And so does my husband. So how do we make this work? We've got some hacks. Keep watching if you want to know how it works. Hack number 1, know your schedule. Okay, that's not just the only bit of this hack. Okay, here's the deal. When you know your schedule and you know you have a meeting, right? How are you gonna handle that? You've got 2 crazy kids. One of them's kind of crawling, maybe walking. Who knows, your 9-month-old, because they can do lots of different things at this point. And then you have a maybe 2-year-old, like I said in the beginning of this video, like I do, going crazy. Pretty sure my son has ADD. Point is here, how do I take a meeting? Impromptu phone call. What do I do? What do you do? Well, since you know your schedule, you have an idea as to when you're gonna get that phone call and when you're gonna have that meeting. And yes, people are predictable. Start paying attention to that. That's kind of a hack in itself. But let's get into knowing when that meeting happens. So if you know you have a meeting at like 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning is a good time to have some lunch for your 2-year-old. For that 9-month-old, it's also a great time for a nap. What I'm trying to say here, it's actually quite simple. All you have to do is schedule your child to be in the middle of something else in the middle of your meeting. Yeah, it's as simple as it's lunchtime, it's breakfast time, it's whatever time you know that child is going to be away from you for about 30 minutes. And you know what? They do, and it happens. But keep going, there's some more. So you want to say, Caitlin, that's not true. My child never leaves me alone. Yes, they do. And if they don't, hack number 2, start teaching them how to leave you alone. How do we do that? Okay, if you're not a screen person, you're gonna have to let this go. And also, if you're not a screen person, you're also gonna probably maybe want to get some childcare, because at this point, it's a little bit difficult to do anything in life without a screen. So, if that's not you, and you're all about the screen, hey, keep listening to this hack. Now's the time to get your child into the Kindle or an iPad or whatever. But they have a bunch of YouTube videos. I have a video about that and a blog about that. Go to GBRLIFE. But they have videos on YouTube. They've got lots of different things out there, and 2-year-olds and 9-month-olds love this stuff. Hey Bear, yeah, on YouTube. Love you guys. You have been entertaining my children for quite some time. Bring that stuff up. And my kid loves cars, so I'm always playing some sort of car video. And if I know I have a meeting or something really important, well, guess what's gonna go on TV? That thing that my 9-month-old and my 2-year-old absolutely love, that's what's about to happen in that exact moment. And I'm going to go into the other room while watching them. But away from them and able to take my meeting. Yeah. Okay, so how do I talk at the meeting? When you know that they're gonna be loud anyways, right? Stay tuned for the next hack. The next hack, how do I talk in my meetings? How are you gonna talk in your meetings? How have you been talking in your meetings? Well, okay, so impromptu meetings, you don't necessarily know exactly what questions are coming up. And this is not exactly a hack for your kids. It's more of a hack for you. And it kind of works out in work life in a lot of ways too. But I write down my questions. So during that meeting, I'm gonna write down whatever question I have, even if they go through something and they say, does anybody have any questions? And you're like, I don't have time to unmute right now. My kid's screaming in the back. Write down that question. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna write down that question. And then you know what you're gonna do? At the very end, when they say, do you have any questions? Now again is that time that that child is going to be doing something that you know preoccupies them. Even if that entire whole meeting they weren't doing that before, you're gonna do that now. Again, or for the first time. And now you're gonna start asking any and all questions you need to ask, get any information, because let's be honest, most meetings are really supposed to be an email, as it is, right? So get down those questions, get your questions answered, and get on with your job. But there's more. Okay, so a lot of doctors in general are gonna tell you that to be the most productive at work, you probably should work for about 45 minutes and take a 15-minute break. You're a parent now. Let's swap that. You're gonna work for 15 minutes and you're gonna bust your butt, and that kid is gonna bother you and those kids are gonna be doing something, but you're just gonna bust your butt for 15 minutes and get as much done as humanly possible. And for 45 minutes, you're going to entertain them, and then go right back for 15 minutes and get what you can done. And yeah, technically you work a lot less, but you also work a whole lot more, because let's be honest, a lot of our jobs we can do really quick. We can do with, not as much time. We're just gonna make more mistakes. And so there's more to it than that. After you work your 15 minutes through that whole time, whatever you are doing, as soon as that child takes a nap, as soon as that child goes to bed at night, it's time for some proofreading. Don't send anything, don't do anything until the end of the day or that evening. And why is because you're going to need to go back over everything that you did and make sure that you did it as you needed to do. I know that's extra work, but if it's anything really important, it's kind of best to do that. It stops you from making any mistakes, and it makes sure that you send out everything you kind of need to do. So if it's something really, really, really important that you need to get done, essentially what I'm saying to you is try and do it during the day, but if you can, try to do it at night as well. Right, I know you don't want to work at night, you only want to work during the day, and you just want to make this stuff work. I get that. So here's the other thing. If possible, try to do parenting playdates during the day with other working parents. Now, we're in a COVID world, right? So this is gonna have to be with somebody who you know is not really interacting with anybody else, and you guys are only going to be interacting with each other. And it's gonna kind of work out. And here's what you do. If you know you have more work to be done Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and less work Tuesday, Thursday, you offer to take someone else's kids and your own on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if you can, take some vacation time on those days as well. Some people take 1 day a week off on vacation. They do that for as long as they can. Then they don't have vacation left, and that's okay. But they did it for maybe the most important time of their job frame. Or if it's always, try and switch back and forth with your partner when it comes to these types of things. But if you have somebody else's kids, entertain them, do what you can, of course. Put them, sit and watch a movie, things like that if you can. But on the days that you don't have your kids and theirs, get as much done as humanly possible. Because if you do that, you always get your job done. I know these are probably not the best tips in the world, but it's not easy to work with kids. And here's another tip. Don't apologize. You have kids. Most people do. Yeah, most people do. Even those people who are like, whoa, so you shouldn't be doing that because kids, they have kids probably. They're just grown. Yeah, but we're having kids right now during a pandemic, and these kids are mostly at home. And yeah, there's a vaccine that's out there right now. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are getting it, but we just still don't want to go back outside. I mean, we want to go literally outside. You can go outside. But you're not supposed to be going places if you don't need to go places. Okay, maybe you can. I feel like I want to just stay home until COVID's kind of passed. Like going this way. Just completely gone or something. Definitely not in my life. I don't want to hear about it on the news all the time, right? So how do we do this? How do we work at home with these kids? Well, the other option is put them in something. I know, so you're not a working at home parent anymore. This video no longer applies because you can go ahead and put them in something. But if you're actually able to put your kid in something in a COVID safe world and you're comfortable with it, don't feel ashamed, do it. But if you don't want to, don't apologize for having your kid at home. If people hear them in the background, I mean, it happens. Whatever. Every time I'm on a meeting and they hear my kids in the background, I'm like, ignore the kid in the background, they're having a temper tantrum, clearly. So the question I was asking you, this, and that, and make sure that your work speaks louder than any child in the background, and you should be okay. But if your employer doesn't like that and has any issues with you, to be honest, it's probably a time to... Unless you need money, don't just leave. You get another job first. I hope some of these tips helped. Watch a few of my other videos on how to entertain these kids, because that's kind of important. I also have my blog, GBRLIFE.com, and if you go there, again, I have blogs and stuff that talks about how to entertain kids in certain ages, different YouTube videos that they like to watch, how important independent play is, and these are things that are going to also help a lot for a parent to be able to work from home. So in addition to all these hacks, it's really more of like a hey lesson, you know, that it may help you out. And if it does, comment, subscribe, talk to me, I'll talk back. I'm one of those. I speak back to people. Until next week, see you next Saturday. Bye.